Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
There was a book and it said, "Think and Grow Rich." And I remember going through the pages and reading the principles. The foundation of this is anything the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve, regardless of how many times you may have failed in the past or how lofty your aims and hopes may be. Manifesting is real. Now, whatever you send into the universe sends right back at you. And when it's coming back, that's your law of attraction. It's a choice. It's a matter of the heart, that your mindset could change your whole atmosphere, that you can turn your mess into a message and your test into a testimony. Everything comes from the imagination. A lot of people were surprised when they found out that you've been signing your name as Champ 2011. How did that come about? I believe in the law of attraction, and I believe that you can speak things into existence. And I believe that when you know where you're going and you know what you want, the universe has a way of stepping aside for you. And me signing my signature with Champion 2011 on it, it can't hurt me. It can't hurt me. It could only help me to believe it even more. I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. That simple. I wrote myself a check for $10 million per picture. This is by Thanksgiving 1995. That's the actual check I wrote myself 4 years ago. So I'm kind of here to say that visualization does work. When you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you devote your life to it like a maniac, like you're all in on this thing, and you manifest. Most of these people end up doing what they say they're going to do and being who they say they're going to become. It's real. People like us, we're crazy in the sense that we believe it's almost delusional sometimes. You have greatness and madness are next-door neighbors, and they just borrow each other's sugar once in a while. I've manifested things that I'm just I still shock myself, how did I make that happen? And this is not even to do with fighting. This is to do with my personal life, and I'm I made that happen. And this is through this, manifesting subconsciously as well. Just years of something just manifesting, and boom, it's right there. I'm just I really made that happen. It's scary, man. It's scary for me to even think about. You attract? No. Not just what you fear. You attract what you feel, what you are, what you attract. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect. So we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying, I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it.
Unpack the gift of the present and let the future be your motivation. Everybody is looking to manifest. We're all looking to manifest something. We'll lose sleep to manifest, and we'll work 2 or 3 jobs to manifest, and we'll study for hours in a day to manifest. We are all looking to manifest something. Let me call your attention to a great power which is under your control, a power which is greater than poverty, greater than the lack of education, greater than all of your fears and superstitions combined. It is the power to take possession of your own mind and direct it to whatever ends you may desire. I went home and I prayed for a bicycle, and then a bicycle showed up in my living room, brand new Mustang bike. I put it in one of the scenes in Eternal Sunshine, a Mustang bike with a banana seat. I manifested it. I stood there in an open field like this, with my arms out. Once I started to transition from, I don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to ever get off my sister's couch? Who will ever pay me? How am I ever going to graduate? How am I ever going to gain experience? I'm too young. Once I started shifting all those thoughts to, it is possible. I do believe in myself. I am great. I'm going to work really hard to develop skills that are going to help move me forward. That's when everything started to shift. When I shifted my inner world, my outer world opened up to me for incredible possibilities, and it started with those principles that are in the book.
I don't care what level you get to. I need you to dream, right? I need you to spend a considerable amount of time dreaming every single day. Let me tell you why. I've noticed that the people who dream and those people who dream big have a different kind of life than the people who don't dream. And so there are a few things that we have to understand in order to manifest this future. The future, when it is no longer a distant dream, some possibility, some idea, but it's a very present target. All of a sudden, everything changes. And so, you may be average, you may be ordinary, but you have the opportunity every single day to make extraordinary decisions. and what you do today will determine your future. So if you're in here and you're like, I'm scared, whatever you do, do this for me. Do not sabotage yourself with fear. Fear is not real. That's something in your brain, like it does not exist. How do we get over it? You get over it by dreaming of what you can be. Come on, y'all gotta hear what I'm saying. There are those of you in this room, you spend a majority of your life doing what other people want you to do. You don't even know who you are. And so, even what you're doing, you're not doing at 120% because you're doing what somebody else wants you to do. You're not that you're not good enough. You're just not supposed to be somebody else. The future, you would say, thank you for not allowing the despair and the anguish and the anger and the bitterness and the jealousy and the ego to eat away at your progress and your perseverance and your ability to travail and endure.
The future, you would say, thank you for not allowing the despair. What you're trained to think about when you think about manifesting is vision boards. And when you hear the word vision boards, you think about the big stuff. Should you have big dreams? Of course, you should. Here's where everybody goes wrong. You dream about the end. You make this gorgeous collage of all this stuff that has nothing to do with your current life. That literally, as you're sitting in your studio apartment with the cat box that hasn't been changed in 2 weeks, no food in the fridge, and you're looking for a job and you're staring at a mansion going someday, it's going to make you feel like a loser. Because the gap between where you are and where you want to go, it seems insurmountable. And so what happens based on the research is when you only visualize the end game, it's demotivating. At first, it's really fun to have a bottle of wine and make your collage. I'm going to visualize. I'm going to slap this up. There's my vision board, this fabulous law of attraction, baby. Come on, I'm going to think about it. It's going to come to me. Okay, I've been doing this for 2 days. I'm still in this apartment with the cat box that needs to be changed. The way to visualize properly is to visualize the bridge between where you are and where you need to go. The bridge? Yes, and particularly the horrible stuff. What you do by visualizing the bridge is you train your nervous system and your mind to do the hard work. So you should visualize not crossing the finish line, but what it's like to be at mile 12 when your batteries run out on your earbuds. What's it like when your shoelace breaks and now your heel is lifting and you're starting to get a blood blister at mile 17? What's it feel like when you wake up and it is pouring rain and you visualize yourself running anyway? That way, when you visualize the work, you are preparing your body for it, so you're not resistant to it when it comes. I think anything the mind can conceive, if you think about it often enough, you will come to believe it. So you don't have to believe it to start off with, because I didn't believe it. And I'm speaking from experience here. I didn't believe I'd ever get the $25,000. I didn't know anyone with $25,000. But I kept reading the book. Now, do you know, a strange thing happens. See, when you write something, writing causes thinking. Thinking creates an image. The image then is impregnated into cells in your brain. All I was thinking about prior to that was debt. If a person has a goal of getting out of debt, they will probably stay in debt forever. Because that's what you think about. And whatever you think about and get emotionally involved with, you're going to attract. You get on a frequency that it's on, and you attract it. I kept reading the card and I started to think of earning money. Now, many people would say, weren't you thinking of that before? No, I was thinking of debt. And because I was thinking about it, I started to hear people talking about it. And because I heard people talking about it, I would start thinking about it more. And I thought the answer was work harder. Napoleon Hill said, if you are one of those people who believe that hard work and honesty alone will bring riches, perish the thought, because it's not true. Within a year of picking up this book, with no formal education, I had 2 months of high school, I had no business experience. So, you see, there were good reasons for not winning, and I bought into it. But Ray told me, he said, Bob, that's why you can't win. How about all the reasons why you can?
That I'm not powerless, not unmanageable. I can control my life, I'm going to get rich. And so if I could just stay busy, if I could just have a place to work every day and something to do and somebody to call and somebody to be in front of, That was my big fear. My big fear was that little white pill. I threw those in the trash that night. Never would use another one again. And I just made a decision that day, not to quit, not to be powerless, not to be unmanageable, but to be somebody. And I've been doing that since I was 25. Every day waking up, today I'm going to be somebody. I'm not just going to think about it, I'm going to be somebody today. I'm going to grow into who I should be. And I started to question a lot of ideas. Like the idea that you have to be really smart if you're going to earn a lot of money. I was earning a lot of money, and I knew I wasn't that smart. So I started to question all my beliefs. And that's when I made up my mind. I was going to figure out why I was winning. I did not believe that there was an emotional or capricious God that reached out and said, "Let's let Bob have a turn." I didn't think I was lucky, but I thought, somebody has to know why I win, and I'm going to figure it out. And I started to study. He said there's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one's ready for a thing until they believe they can acquire it. He said the state of mind must be belief and not mere hope or wish. So then I think, well, how do you believe? Where do your beliefs come from? You just say, I believe. There's more to it than that. Our belief system is based upon our evaluation of something. And frequently, if you reevaluate a situation, your belief about that situation will change. And suddenly I realized I'd figured it out. It had taken me 9.5 years from that day in London trying to figure out, why did I change? 9.5 years later in the restaurant, it dawned on me, my belief system had changed because I was reevaluating who I was. No amount of reading or memorizing makes us successful. It's the understanding and application of wise thoughts that count. So I started to study this from a totally different perspective. And when I did figure it out, I started to understand Napoleon Hill better. Because all he wanted to do was teach it. And when I got it figured out, that's all I wanted to do, was teach it.